The Toho Company makes wonderful monster movies that we at Lazy Alien absolutely adore. We want to share our love of these films with the world, and with that in mind, we also want to mention that some of these clips do not belong to us. We've made this video for entertainment purposes only, and the clips we've used should fall under fair use. The films featured within are the property of the Toho Company, and if you like these videos, buy their films. Godzilla, King of the Kaiju, would appreciate it. Apologies in advance for the inconsistent lighting during this episode. I don't know what the hell happened. I think clouds were maybe rolling by the window. We didn't notice it while we were filming, but it was so bad that we actually lost our second camera footage. So, I've done my best to clean it up, but again, sorry guys. What's up guys, it's Kevin, Matt, and Gord with Lazy Alien. Cypher's not with us today, but he will be back, and you'll probably see him throughout this video. He was kinda there for a bit.
Yeah.
How's it going today, Cypher? So today we watched episode 6 of King of the Kaiju, which was Invasion of Astro-Monsters / Invasion of the Astro-Monsters / Invasion of Monster X.
So many titles. However, you know what? I don't care what. I'm going with monsters. Multiple.
Because there were multiple monsters.
Yes.
So this was a bit of a surprise. I honestly expected this movie to be kind of not so great, because I knew it had a lower budget, and I knew there was some reused footage from Ghidorah and from Mothra, and honestly I was expecting something that was just sort of slapped together to just make something out of that footage, but no, there was a whole new story, and it was interesting, and it wasn't baffling, and no, it was fun. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was fantastic. It was good. I mean, special effects times. I thought they were great for its time. I mean, I don't think I could do any better now, to be honest. Everyone's like, oh, but we have all these programs. I don't care. I don't think I could be able to do better now.
We were watching it trying to figure out how to recreate those effects ourselves.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
with a
man.
minimal budget.
Oh, I have those ballistic cannons now. They're like metal. You can aim them at Gojira.
Right to the fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fireworks or like caps or something we set off in them. That could be done.
Yeah.
I found it was a pretty decent movie for the time, what they did, how much money they had.
I mean, for once we can actually decipher the plot with no difficulty at all. It was really straightforward and really simple.
Yeah, you know, they made a new race.
The Planet X people.
Yeah, and then they asked them if they can borrow. Keyword borrow. Godzilla and Rodan. How do you borrow monsters that legitimately own your planet? I don't understand that.
So they want to borrow Godzilla and Rodan to fight Monster X, who's been terrorizing their planet, and Monster X, as it turns out, is King Ghidorah.
And there's probably no that
gotta be
definitely Ghidorah.
Yeah. And for some reason, this movie completely omits the fact that in order to defeat Ghidorah previously, Mothra was needed.
Lots of string shot.
Like, he wasn't a small part of that fight.
Nope.
He was
the
pivotal.
main part of that fight.
Without Mothra, it wouldn't have happened.
It sort of bugs me that
they probably would have lost without him.
Yeah, and it sort of bugs me that in this movie, the two were so easily able to kind of to get the better of him.
Rodan's on the tail end.
They're just bullying him.
Yeah. Bitch.
Oh, shit!
Oh, fuck, it took Godzilla out with him.
I guess you could use the excuse that Ghidorah is under the X people's control. Maybe they're not as good.
I mean, in the first fight, it wasn't really clear as to the winner, really, in the beginning.
Ghidorah just ran away again, right?
And then at the end, it was like, well, Gojira took him into the water.
Oh, yes!
Yes!
Amazing.
That was awesome!
Amazing.
Oh, again, into the water, which is a
that
famous
Ghidorah?
move. Mm-hmm.
Right? That to me, that's a clear win. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gojira take anyone into the water, Gojira win.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind, like, because Ghidorah rarely dies, so anytime he retreats, to me,
Yep.
that's a win for the other monster.
Yeah,
I guess
basically
so,
saying, I give up, you win.
I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch.
Most of the time when these people be talking, I don't even hear them.
And to kind of to summarize the rest of the plot, there's a twist. The X people aren't what they seem, and they actually just want to control all three monsters to try and take over Earth.
Which was in a box, painted gold, that literally looked like
Oh yeah,
plate
Yeah.
came
Their-
in, and there was the tape.
their ultimatum. So they pulled this kind of bait and switch where they said, "You give us the monsters, and we'll give you the cure to cancer."
Yeah.
We have it on a tape, which is a styrofoam box painted gold.
Which
with, like-
literally, like, take the picture,
You can
zoom it
see
in,
it.
you can
Yeah.
see that is...
styrofoam.
It looks like a box that like a fine china plate came in the mail or
Or
something.
a piece of glass that was engraved with something.
Yeah.
Sure,
Right?
yeah.
You know,
It was just a
it was like a
complete
jewelry box or
circle.
something. Like
and then, but like you don't even see a seam technically. Like
Nope.
if you look at it, you don't see seam, and then somehow they take out a radio, like a tape,
yeah.
and I'm
Then they
like,
hook it up and they start to play.
how did they open that? Like
Mm.
that's what I want to know. Where the did that
Was
come
it
from?
time release, or did it like fall out the bottom and they were carrying it upside down?
I'll tell you, this movie was sci-fi heavy, but really heavy on the fi.
Yeah,
Not
huge.
so much science in there.
Well,
Oh my god.
talking about the planet X, it took them, in the beginning it says 23 hours and something, and they're like, oh, we're almost there. And they even said that they were going X amount of speed. The math doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Science doesn't add up. Like,
None of that makes
like,
sense. I don't understand if
They
maybe
are
this
very
is...
smart, but...
I think maybe this is supposed to take place in some kind of alternate timeline because it's 1965 and they say that they haven't lost an astronaut in 30 years. What?
Yeah.
How many astronauts have you sent up into space?
Yeah.
Seriously.
How many
And then-
accidents have you had? That's the question.
And then the rocket passes by Jupiter in like minutes.
Without any issues. No issues.
Mm.
The heaviest gravity planet and the most stormiest planet.
Yeah, they just pass it by.
And they just pass it by
In
like
minutes.
nothing. Yep.
And yeah, like I'm pretty sure that takes days. I'm pretty sure it took I'll just display on the screen right now how long it took the Cassini. Whole lot of non-science, whole lot of anti-science in this movie.
Chris
So-
would have been blowing up in this.
Oh man.
Cypher, what'd you think of all the anti-science in this movie?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Thanks, Chris.
The miniatures were fantastic, I thought.
So many miniatures.
Oh man, the entire movie was pretty much miniatures.
No American flag on it.
No, it's Japan.
It was an American
Oh, it's a
astronaut.
toy! Look at the little
What?
action figure.
He may not be.
Look at the little action figure holding on.
He could be a white guy that lives in Japan. It's the 60s. It's been colonized already.
Don't hold on it for that long. I have so many things to check when I watch this one.
Oh man, this movie is. They have a lot in this movie.
I am really shocked
I'm-
at how much I'm liking
Me
this.
too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is toothpicks and shit, but
Yeah,
The
it's more
destruction.
destruction. A lot more destruction.
way more distracting.
There was very few like real buildings and vehicles.
I was like, oh, it's an original. It's an old Godzilla movie.
How did you like the toys on the track?
Oh my god.
oh
that was
my
awesome.
god, yeah.
Yeah, like green screen
Oh, that bad green screen.
toys. You can see the little sticks underneath the cars.
You can see the track. You can see the
Yeah,
track.
I do.
See the track.
That's great.
There was a lot of moments in this movie that really reflected a low budget. Like we talked before about the kind of weird editing in that chase scene in Godzilla Raids Again, where you see these two cars
Cut.
cut as they move past each other, and for this to show three trucks moving down a road, they just showed the exact same shot of one truck 3 times.
But they are definitely on a fucking track.
They're not moving properly, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did we just see that twice?
Nope.
3 times?
3 times the charm.
Are they implying that it's 3 of those?
I'm guessing.
Really?
I'm guessing.
It's just the exact same shot 3 times.
Yep.
Like from the exact same angle and everything.
Yep.
And we were supposed to think it was 3 separate vehicles.
Well, they tried to do that when they did the rockets.
Yep.
With the jet, where they played it.
Yep.
They
amount of times.
They do that a lot. The recurring footage. I think there was a few shots of like Ghidorah's destruction that was repeated.
Oh yeah, there was definitely.
But still, that's to keep money down so
Yep.
they can keep producing
Yeah,
it.
because once you destroy a set, you can't.
$1 million
really get it back.
back then was quite a bit.
Right, so it's like, I guess we gotta loop that.
It's a lot of man hours to build miniatures.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it. Budgetary restrictions. It's 1965. There probably weren't as many people looking as closely at the movie as we are.
And nowadays, there's probably just the same amount as loops. We just don't see it because of the editing, the seamlessness now, right?
Yeah.
Back then, it was harder to get a seamless edit.
True.
Right.
And yeah, like with CGI, you could take the same footage and just tweak a couple things, and suddenly it looks completely different.
Yeah, so...
I'm going to talk about Glenn.
Yeah, so Gordy loved Glenn in his speech, and...
No, I didn't. At the halfway mark, about halfway mark, we kind of realized that
He was speaking English.
he was.
He was speaking
And
English.
a Japanese actor was ADRing his lines, and it didn't always line up. I don't know if there was some kind of lost in translation thing there, if the subtitles were reflecting the Japanese.
I think he actually forgot his lines and he was just mispronouncing them.
I'm still on the side of like maybe they tried to have him speak Japanese because at first
with Japanese you change one little sound.
Yeah, he was speaking English the entire time. Actor Nick Adams' voice is in fact the only voice not dubbed in the American release of the film. The issue of the subtitles not always reflecting the mouth movements on screen is simply due to the Japanese ADR lines being slightly different than what Adams actually said on set. So, Cypher, what do you think of the costume design?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Thanks, Cypher.
Good stuff.
What did you think, Matt?
So, when they were, first found, I thought Rodan was displayed pretty cool. Standing up, like a vampire, but he was standing up, not hanging upside down.
Yeah, he had his wings around him.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
But I don't know how I feel about Gojira in a fetal position, holding his murfing tail. Legitimately and his... I get it, it's like goggles in the costume, but you gotta find a way to make the eyes look like they close. Because when they landed him, and you could see his eyes, they were open the entire time he was in space.
Yeah.
He watched the entire time where he was going.
Yeah.
There was no way he did not see where he was going.
No, he knew exactly where he was going. I think that's why they were pissed when you could see the rocket going away.
That was a really great element too.
That was actually heart pulling. That pulled at the strings. I was like, oh.
The astronauts, they take the X people's deal and they leave the 2 monsters on Planet X and take the cure for cancer with them. And one of them says that the monsters seem to look resentful, and they do. They look pissed that they're being left on this planet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad.
Oh, it's so sad. I actually wanted to cry.
Matt was genuinely...
Both of them, too.
I felt so bad.
It was a bit of a tearjerker moment.
Don't leave them there.
What the fuck are you doing?
They are very clearly pissed.
Oh my
You're
god.
fucking leaving me.
They're like, no!
Assholes.
What the...
Oh my god, I feel so bad for them. I actually kind of want to cry. It's so sad.
This slow zoom out. Come on.
The whole plot looks fishy from the beginning. It's... I mean, that could be a time period thing. It's like if you watch the original series today. Have you ever seen that? It's about aliens that come to Earth and pretend to be friendly, but they actually want to steal our water, I think.
I don't think I've seen that.
No.
It's a really good miniseries, but you watch it today, and the second these aliens land, you're like, something's up.
The visitors arrived in 50 gigantic motherships, which stunned the world with their monumental size and power.
We have come in peace because we need your help. And in return, we will gladly share with you all the fruits of our knowledge.
Talk about an offer we can't refuse, huh?
There was no way to believe the X people were these completely benevolent beings.
Not. No.
But I didn't care because it was such a like classic 60s sci-fi plot with all these fucking wonderful classic Star Trek sets.
Yep.
It looked great.
It was fantastic. I thought it was awesome. I didn't really like their costumes, like the X people's costumes.
Odd.
That was weird as fuck. Like, I get it. They're connected to a computer.
So, I mean, like, a little bit of confusion and a couple drawbacks. Like, not too many. It was mostly just, the hokiness of it sometimes became a little too much. The costumes became a little ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't really care for this era of Godzilla's costume. That one's my favorite. He still looks, like, vicious and threatening. And this one is, like, his mouth is, like, this perfect semicircle, and it looks dopey, and it looks friendly. And, like, I don't know, I like Godzilla to be scary.
I mean...
Even if he's a protagonist.
I'm sorry, but they gave him the happy dance this time.
They did give him the happy dance, which... I love it. Overall, though, a lot of fun with that movie. Like, classic plot, really classic fun special effects, short but fun monster fight scenes, which is where I think a lot of the recycled footage came in. I think that's why those fights were so short, was they didn't have too much of a budget to film monster stuff, except for that first fight on Planet X, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which wasn't really a fight.
No, it was just like a short first encounter kind of thing.
Tussle.
Yeah. So, some drawbacks, but overall, pretty fun. Cypher, star rating?
Shut the fuck up. I will fucking laser you with alien fucking eyes and explode.
Thanks, Cypher.
Nice.
Gordy?
I'd give it a solid 4.
Solid 4?
A nice solid 4, yes. It was really good. There was spots where they could have improved, but other than that, I found it was a pretty decent film for the time and effects.
I'm going to go 4 as well, because lots of Godzilla fun, lots of miniature fun, lots of cheesy sci-fi effects, the Star Trek sets, like I mentioned. The only place it lost was, like, could have used a little more detail in the monster fights, could have used a little more detail on the people of Planet X, but overall, really fun movie. Matt?
I'm going to go with a 4 as well.
4s across the board.
Yeah, same thing. I super enjoyed the monster fights and the destruction. And Gojira 2000 wants to kill you.
Apparently he doesn't agree with their 4s.
Cut! So 4-4-4-0.
Wait, would we say that's a solid 4, or because Sleepy over there, would that knock it down with the...
We'll have to average it out and just use our scores, because Cypher was not awake
4.
or present for enough of this movie. So it gets a solid 4.
Yeah.
Which is far more than I expected. Like I said, I expected something low budget, kind of taking advantage of existing footage sort of thing, but it wasn't that at all. So Invasion of Astro-Monsters was a lot of fun. Next up is number 7, Ebirah Horror of the Deep, which looks interesting. It kind of looks like they might be trying to take the movies in a serious direction again.
Bio Horrors of the Deep.
Ebirah Horror of the Deep.
Oh, Ebirah Horror of the Deep.
Of the Deep? Okay, so maybe they go in underwater battle now, since they always fall in the water?
I already know who Ebirah is, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't!
Thank you guys very much for joining us. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel, which is Lazy Alien. Once again, my name's Kevin.
My name's Matt.
And I'm Gord.
And we're out.